This is not a kid-friendly show.
Yo, what's going on, my dudes? Welcome to another RuneScape news coverage video. So today we're going to go over more drop rates revealed by mod Timbo. So without any further ado, let's just get right into it. Hey everyone, this week we're bringing you the drop rates for Legios, God Wars Dungeon 2, and Nex. We hope you enjoy reading about how they work. Legios. It's worth explaining some of the misdirection surrounding Legios before the drop rate is revealed. On launch, the drop chance for getting an Ascension Signet from Legio was 1 in 64, but we later hotfixed this silently to the current rate, which we weren't getting as many in-game as we wanted. Amount of people killing Legios was fine. In trying to not cause a mass panic sale, we were a little coy about confirming the new drop rate. There's a 1 in 50 chance to get an Ascension Signet from each Legio. There's 1 in a 2056 chance at Ascension Grips, can only be dropped on a Slayer task, 1 in 64 chance of dropping Ascension Keystones from any Ascension creature, except from Scutarius, where it's a 1 in 50 chance. There's also an equal chance for each Keystone, regardless of type. God Wars Dungeon 2. This drop table is a bit more complicated, so I'll try to explain it as simply as I can. All 4 God Wars 2 bosses share the same drop rate for rare items, and that drop rate is affected by either reputation, challenge mode, or wearing Ring of Fortune / Luck of the Dwarves equally. There are 2 random numbers created for rare items within God Wars Dungeon. There is the roll for uniques, which we'll call unique roll, and a roll for different boss essences, which we'll call essence roll. The base chance for both rolls are 1 in 512 chance of a particular unique item from a boss, anima core armor, weapons, etc., and a 1 in 128 chance of a boss essence. Reputation changes. God Wars Dungeon 2 has a number of different unlocks that affect the drop chance from bosses. There's a 25, 50, 75, and 100% upgrades depending on your reputation with a particular faction. It's worth noting, although obvious, that having a 100% drop chance increases on Hellware doesn't impact the other bosses. So what happens is that we change both unique roll and essence roll depending on what your reputation is to the below values. Reputation unlock equals unique roll and essence roll. At no bonus, like we discussed, is 512 and 128. 25% bonus is 448 and 112. 50% bonus is 384 and 96. 75% bonus is 320 and 80, and 100% bonus is 256 and 64. So that quite literally means if you have 100% reputation in a specific boss, you actually have double drop rate of getting a unique item for both their unique items as well as the essences, in case that's not clear. Challenge mode. If the fight was in challenge mode, it also infers a better chance at both unique roll and essence roll after reputation bonuses have been applied. What happens is that the roll we got from the reputation is again further scaled in challenge mode with a slight buff. Here are the calculations on the numbers. Loot bonus is the extra percent buff that you have from reputation. For example, if you have 50% drop increase, then your loot bonus would be 50. At 0%, you have a base 512 chance multiplied by the total of 90 minus your loot bonus divided by 5, then divided by 100, which is 512 times the total of 90 minus 0 divided by 100, which ends up being 460. I'm not going to go over the formula over and over because it's repetitive. I'll just go over the n numbers, but at 25% bonus, it's now 380. At 50% bonus, it's a 1 in 307. At 75% bonus, it's a 1 in 240. And at 100 bonus, it's a 1 in 179 chance for a unique drop. Moving on to the essence drop chances, it follows the same formula. So at 0% bonus, you have a 1 in 115 chance. At 25%, you have a 1 in 95 chance. At 50%, you have a 1 in 76 chance. At 75, you have a 1 in 60 chance. And finally, at 100% reputation, you have a 1 in 44 chance at an essence. Luck interaction. If you're wearing Ring of Fortune or Luck of the Dwarves, a further 1% is taken off of the numbers after all other bonuses have been applied. Here, that is for all the different reputation thresholds on and off challenge mode. Looking at the unique drops on normal mode, it lowers 512 to 506, 448 to 443, 384 to 380, 320 to 316, 256 to 253, Looking at the essence drops in normal mode, 128 drops down to 126, 112 drops down to 110, 96 drops down to 95, 80 drops down to 79, 64 drops down to 63. Looking at the unique drops from challenge mode, 460 drops down to 455, 380 drops down to 376, 307 drops down to 303, 240 drops down to 237, and 179 drops down to 177. And looking at the essence roll in challenge mode, 115 drops down to 113, 95 drops down to 94, 76 drops down to 75, 60 drops down to 59, and 44 drops down to 43. The chance for a rare is 1 by the unique roll, depending on the number of bonuses applied to it, and the same for boss essences being 1 by essence roll. This means that the chance at any unique item from a God Wars 2 boss is X by 177, with all the bonuses applied where X is the number of uniques available from the boss. This means the best chance at a unique items from God Wars 2 is by having maxed out reputation bonuses for drop chance in challenge mode, and wearing a tier 3 luck ring or higher is 1 in 77 chance at a particular unique item and a 1 in 43 chance at that boss's essence. And finally, moving on to next, there's a 1 in 50 chance of an ancient emblem if you have an appropriate defender, 1 in 128 for Torva helm, body or legs, 1 in 128 for Perdix helm, body or legs, 1 in 128 Virtus helm, body or legs, 1 in 128 Zarite bow, Virtus wand or book, 1 in 128 Torva Pernix or Virtus boots, and a 1 in 28 Torva Pernix or Virtus gloves. Just for some fun, here are the chances of getting Ceridome Brews and Super Restores from next. There are 2 separate rolls. There's a 7 in 128 chance for 34 dose Super Restores and 10 4-dose Ceridome Brews, and a 29 out of 128 chance of 34 dose Ceridome Brews and 10 4-dose Super Restores. Thank you for reading this week's drop rate announcement. Next week we'll be going into revealing raids, God Wars Dungeon 1, Calphite Queen, and Chaos Elemental. Mod Timbo on the RuneScape team. So that's it for the video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed and you want to dive in on all things RuneScape related, then hit that subscribe button. Anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. I'm out. Peace.